It's Naomi. Today's pick a card reading is all about answering the question, what is the most attractive thing about you right now? So in this reading, we're going to find out what your most attractive qualities are, what your most attractive traits and characteristics and attributes are at this moment in time. So remember, this is a general reading. Simply take what resonates and leave what doesn't. Today's reading is timeless, which means that these messages are meant for you no matter when you come across this reading. If you'd like a personal reading or a peek into my crystal shop, e-courses, or services, please check out the links in my description. Now let's dive into your reading all about answering the question, what is the most attractive thing about you right now? If you are new to pick a card readings, here's how it works. The first thing that you're going to do is you're going to pick the pile or the crystal that you're the most intuitively drawn to. So we have pile 1 here with the Fluorite crystal. We have pile 2 here with the blue Apatite crystal. We have pile 3 here with the Sodalite crystal. And then we have pile 4 here with the green Calcite crystal. So if you need more time to choose, please pause the video, but when you are ready, please go to the description of this video or the pinned comment to find the timestamp that is linked to your pile, and then you can skip ahead to your reading all about answering the question, what is the most attractive thing about you right now? I'll see you on the inside. Hi Pile 1, welcome to your general reading. If you'd like a personal reading or a peek into my crystal shop, e-courses, or services, please check out the links in my description. Now let's dive into your reading all about answering the question, what is the most attractive thing about you right now? Okay, so Pile 1. So one of the first things that I'm noticing here is the Knight of Swords. So one of the most attractive things about you right now, Pile 1, is your drive and your ambition and how focused you are on your goals. So I really think that people love how you're a quick thinker, you're direct, you're assertive about getting what you want, and there's a lot of movement associated with this card. So I do feel like you're a go-getter. I feel like you go after your dreams with full force and determination. And I do feel like you're on a mission and you know how to get things done. Like, I feel like you literally take action. So you're not afraid to jump in and take risks on your journey towards your goals. I think that people love that you go after your goals, knowing that you are very capable of achieving these dreams of yours. And I really do think that you're good at what you do, and your motivation and drive are super duper attractive to others, Pile 1. So some of you might have that really quick energy about you that's full of life. Like, I feel like you're a force to be reckoned with. I feel like you're very quick-witted. And, you know, once you set your heart on something, I feel like there's no stopping you. I feel like you go for things full force, and this is why you find success. And people also notice your intellectual ability right off the bat. I feel like your mind power is like super duper strong, and people really love how intellectually stimulating it is to be around you as well. And what's really attractive about you as well is your communication ability. So, you know, the Suit of Swords, it really speaks to the mind and the intellect and communication and logic. So yeah, I just want to note that. Okay, so the next card that I want to talk about here is Winter, and so it says take care of your needs. So when this card pops up, it's your sign to indulge in some self-care. I feel like all of your hard work and your effort and your ambition will be rewarded, but you need to take care of your body, mind, and spirit as well. If you feel like you have been all work and no play or rest lately, this could be your call to have some more fun in your life, because I do feel like there is value in rest and there is value in play and leisure time, right? In fact, it's part of the manifestation process. Like, you take your action and you put your trust and faith in the universe, you know, God, your higher self, whatever resonates with you, right? And then you immerse yourself into experiences that make you feel good, right? So whether that looks like sitting in the sun at the beach, or hiking in the mountains, or whatever recharges your vessel. But this could be a sign of encouragement for those of you who have been feeling alone or lonely on the journey. You know, I'm hearing the word lone wolf, but you know, just know that sometimes we are moved through darkness and isolation and uncertainty before we reach new places and new heights and new vistas. So right now, life could be kind of like guiding you through building a foundation of resilience and courage and confidence and strength, right? This is the kind of stuff that teaches you that you can survive on your own. So yeah, and then I just think it's super cool because we do have vast vistas here, and it says expand your horizons. So I feel like a lot of you had your winter season where things felt dormant, maybe things felt like kind of dead, like they weren't like really happening. And now after this winter season, you're going to be moving into new horizons, broadening your experiences. And, you know, there could be an upcoming shift that allows you to really kind of move beyond your comfort zone and kind of expand your life in some way. So yeah, I feel like you will have a lot of new avenues, a lot of new opportunities, and options coming your way. I don't know if there's been an idea or a project or a creative venture or something like business or work or financially related that you've had your heart on for a while, but this could be a sign that it's time to start manifesting those ideas and projects. This is going to be a time where you're going to be focused on changing things up, moving in new directions, and really reimagining what you thought could be possible for you in this lifetime. So a side note for some of you here too, some of you may find that you are going to travel or go on an adventure in the near future. I really feel like this expansion is divinely guided and you are very, very protected on this journey, Pile 1. So trust where you are being led, okay? We do have the Uruz card here, and so this comes from the Runes deck, and if you are interested in getting your hands on any of the decks that you see here today, they're all linked for you in the description. But this, you know, this rune means ox or strength. So another attractive thing about you is your strength and your power. I do feel like you have a strong physical strength as well. And some of you could be people who go to the gym, who like to work out, you know, people who like to work on their physique. But people really love and admire, you know, that you desire to take care of yourself and your temple. Others could see you as someone who is health conscious and, you know, maybe you want to be sure that your mental and emotional well-being is being prioritized as well. So this rune speaks to having courage on an emotional level. You know, others really admire this about you, and this isn't something that everyone has, you know? So yeah, I just feel like people are very attracted to how resilient you are. I feel like you know how to accept change and you know how to keep things in perspective. I feel like you don't give up and you're very self-aware and you lean into your support system, right? And you focus on having a purpose. So I really do think that the way that you bounce back from things is super attractive to others too. Okay, so we have the receiving card here. It says, every day it becomes easier to receive the highest divine plan and to trust my inner guidance. Interesting. So I really think that this card comes as a reminder to kind of focus your attention on opening your heart to receiving more, right? Receiving more help, receiving more support, receiving more abundance, receiving more financial support, right? Receiving more mental and emotional and physical support. You know, if you've been feeling like that lone wolf, you've been feeling like you've been going at it by yourself and really kind of fending for yourself, and you know, it can be tough to allow others to help us, right? And even if we want help, sometimes we have to like almost snap out of like that over independence and like make room for people to step in and be able to help us a little bit more. So I just feel like the better the state that you're in, the happier that you are, the more at ease you are, it makes it easier for you to listen to your inner guidance. It makes it easier for you to kind of listen to your intuition and trust where you're being led. So I do feel like this card definitely wants to remind you to kind of be open to receiving, you know, maybe even ask yourself, how can I open myself up to receive more support this week, right? It could look like allowing your partner to open up the door for you, you know, when you hop in the car. It can look like someone offering to, you know, bring a meal for you for dinner because you've been shuttling all of the children around for, you know, your local soccer team, right? It could look like someone coming over and helping, you know, help you walk your dog because you've been super busy at work and you just haven't had the time, right? It can look like so many different things, but it's an encouragement to go ahead and allow others to support you in some way, right? It kind of opens up our energy. It clears us up. It brightens our energy so that we have more time to pour into others as well, right? I feel like in this pile, I feel like, you know, there are a lot of empaths here. And so I feel like we can kind of be prone to overgiving and not really allow ourselves to receive. And I think that, you know, you have to be reminded that you're worthy of an equal energy exchange. And I just really think that opening up yourself to receive in more ways than you thought is going to kind of allow you to blossom and bloom in ways that you never expected as well. And it may not make sense right now, but maybe, you know, a few months, you know, years down the line, you're gonna look back and be like, huh, interesting. Like, me allowing other people to kind of like just hold me up throughout my journey, it's going to be of benefit, you know, to all. Because like in the way that we feel good when we help other people feel really good when they help us too. So yes, that is what I want to say with the receiving card. We do have the stimulation card, and it says chili. We have the number 18 here, and so when we reduce that in numerology, it becomes a 9. And so I'm also thinking that this pile is going to be experiencing kind of the completion of certain chapters in your life. You're going to be moved into more aligned and divinely aligned experiences for you. You know, you could be closing out an old chapter that has more to do with your past and who you used to be. And I really do, again, feel like you're going to be moving into vast vistas, new horizons. So yeah, this is going to be a very stimulating time in your life. But let's get back to the topic of what is the most attractive thing about you. Sometimes other information pops up, little reminders. And so that's the beautiful thing about this reading. It's very well-rounded. But when we think about what is the most attractive thing about you right now when it comes to this stimulation card, I feel like it's very stimulating to be around you. You know, intellectually, emotionally, maybe even physically. But I do feel like you have these really brilliant, passionate, fiery, like amazing ideas and thoughts that are born out of passion, right? And I feel like these ideas literally light up those around you as well. So I really do feel like this is my what if pile. Like, what if we did things differently around here? Or what if there were no rules or shoulds around how I should live my life? Or, you know, what if I decided to take a chance on my dreams? I just think that you're very skilled at breaking old thinking patterns. I feel like you're very skilled at getting others to start thinking about things with a fresh perspective as well. I really do feel like other people are very attracted to your musings and the conversations that you have. I feel like you literally pique the interest of others just by being yourself and sharing what's on your heart, right? So I really do feel like you excite others, pile 1. And, you know, the astrological association with chili is Aries. So you or the other person in mind could have Aries in their birth chart, or this is just the energy at play here. And Aries is very fiery, very passionate, very assertive, very confident, very, very determined, and, you know, someone who is an initiator. So yes. Okay. So let's talk about the Express Yourself card. And it says, when anger shows up, how do you express it? Maybe you tend to yell and really pursue the issue. Maybe you shut down and distance yourself from it. Maybe you do something in between. Now that you've thought about your response to anger, do you have any thoughts on where you initially learned it? Does it align with your values? What's its impact on your relationships? The next time something triggers anger for you, see if you can pause and just notice what your first response is. When we start to create space between a trigger and our response, we get a chance to reclaim agency in how we choose to respond. Ooh, I like that. I like the whole concept of reclaiming your agency by being in control of your emotions and like not sweeping your emotions under the rug and not pretending like they're not there, but really just allowing them to come in, allowing them to be present, and then not letting it mean anything about you or who you are or what you're meant to experience, right? It's just a thing that's coming. It's almost like a wave, right? The wave washes in, it washes away. It doesn't really mean anything about us. It's just an experience. So the next time something triggers anger for you, see if you can pause and just notice what your first response is. Okay, and then we also have enthusiasm, joy, and love. So it says, if you can feel that all the time, then who cares what happens outside? Yeah, you know what? I feel like some of the other really attractive things about you is that you have this very bright spirit. You could be very enthusiastic, very joyful, very loving. And I feel like others just really appreciate this lighthearted energy. They feel like you are a ray of sunshine, right? They feel like you brighten their day. And I just feel like when I see this, like, if you can feel that all the time, then who cares what happens outside? It's almost like when people are around you and around your energy, the energy feels very carefree. It feels very present. It feels very in the moment. And I feel like people look forward to being around you or spending time with you. So way to go, pile one. You are a whole vibe. And I want to pull a Mastery of Love card for this pile. So we are going to pull a Mastery of Love card for you. Okay, so what else does pile one need to know for their highest and best good? What else? Okay, so we have the Be a Servant of Love card. When I see Servant of Love, I'm really thinking about empaths, right? How devoted and dedicated, and I don't know, even like I'm hearing like highly sensitive people too. If you guys are empaths or highly sensitive people, be sure to check out my description. I have a video on how to learn more about being an empath and kind of the common traits that come with it. But I also do have an empath empowerment self-study course if you're interested in learning more about your empath gifts, if you're interested in learning how to release limiting beliefs and how to set healthy boundaries in your relationships. I invite you to check out my Empath Empowerment e-course. It's a self-study course, self-paced, and the link is in the description. So yes, the back of this card says, love is what makes you happy, and if you become the servant of love and your partner becomes a servant of love, the day will come when you can be with your partner with no guilt and no blame, no anger, and no sadness. Yeah, I really do feel like you're a very devoted partner when it comes to your romantic relationships, when it comes to your friendships, your loved ones, your family members, you know, friends, coworkers. And others really find that so attractive about you. Again, you're very loyal, you're very supportive to others, and yeah, others just really appreciate that devotion. It's very, very attractive. So thank you so much, pile one. Please give this video a like if it resonated, comment below with what pile you chose, and subscribe if you haven't already. Again, there's a ton of you who have been watching the readings who have not subscribed yet, so I would love to have you here. Please subscribe, and yeah, thank you. Take care of yourself, pile one, and I will see you next time. Bye. Hi, pile two. Welcome to your general reading. If you'd like a personal reading or a peek into my crystal shop, e-courses, or services, please check out the links in my description. Now let's dive into your reading, all about answering the question, what is the most attractive thing about you right now? Okay, so with the King of Wands here, one of the most attractive things about you is that you are a visionary with natural born leadership skills. And I do feel like you're very talented at creating powerful visions and ideas for the collective that other people around you want to carry out as well. So I do feel like there are other people out there who believe in you and they want to support your vision. And what magnetizes others to you is how intentional you are with your actions. So I feel like you don't just do things to just do things, and each action that you take has a purpose. So I feel like each step that you take is, you know, all part of a long-term plan that you have for your success and your vision. You're someone with a very clear direction and someone who knows what they want and knows how to go after it. So people, they find you super charming, super driven, and super focused on your goals and your dreams. And I feel like this is, you know, super attractive to those around you. So another thing that people notice about you is your emotional maturity. I feel like you live by your values, you're responsible, you're conscientious, and you have a great sense of self-control. So you have a certain level of knowledge and understanding of things in the world. And another thing that is super impressive about you is that you know how to create long-term success. So I do feel like you're very committed to your goals, and I really want to just let you know that I can feel that you're going to create such a beautiful legacy for yourself, and your work will definitely have a long-term impact on those who need it the most. So way to go, pile 2. I do feel like diving into the next card here, which is Sage, and it says, be devoted and committed. Right off the bat, I see a peacock feather here, and I think that one of the most attractive things about you is that you're very unique, you're very different, and you're very regal. So this card pops up when your life is also bringing you through a time when you're being prepared to be a wise and insightful guide to others. I feel like you have a lot of knowledge and wisdom and experience, and others think that you'd make an excellent teacher on whatever it is that you feel called to teach or that you were meant to teach. And some of you are also very spiritually connected, and you could make a very wonderful spiritual teacher or guide to others. And another message here is that one of the most attractive things about you is how devoted and committed that you are to others and your work and your loved ones and your family and your friends. I really do feel like it's hard to find people like you nowadays, and I just feel like you're a literal treasure. So you're a gem. And yeah, breaking trail. Okay, so it says a breakthrough is at hand. So this card could represent you being at the start of a major breakthrough in your life. I do feel like you've been putting in some hard work and some effort and some energy into something, and you're at the cusp of seeing the fruits of your labor. So some of you could be working towards a goal that, you know, hasn't been done in the way that you're doing it now. And I feel like you're doing things differently and in a new way than how others have done it before. So you're definitely like paving a new path for those to follow. And this is really what makes others attracted to you. Like I keep hearing being the designer of your own life. And maybe some of you were raised to do things that, you know, your family has always done things, or you thought that you always had to do things traditionally. But I do feel like you see through the veil and you see past the matrix that we're in. And I feel like you can kind of understand that you don't have to live your life in the same fashion as everyone else is, right? Like you don't have to work in a job that you absolutely hate for the next 40 years just because the retirement benefits are decent. And so you've heard, right? I do feel like you're very aware that you can create like an entirely different reality for yourself. And I also feel like you took a chance on what your heart was calling you towards, or you're going to. And I do feel like this is what inspires others and empowers them to do the same for themselves. So way to go. Keep leading the way, pile 2. I'm also hearing that song Lead the Way by Janae Aiko. So there could be additional messages in that song for you. Definitely check it out if you feel called. And then I do have the Fehu card here. And so this rune represents or means the word cattle or prosperity. So others see you as someone who is prosperous and wealthy and abundant, and someone with a wealth of resources available to them. So if you're wondering, you know, what does cattle have to do with anything? In past times, having cattle was a sign of wealth. So yes. I feel like your lifestyle is another thing that is attractive to others. And this lifestyle doesn't necessarily have to look like the ones that you see on TV with celebrities, or maybe you spend a lot of time outdoors in nature, or, you know, whatever it is that your lifestyle is. I feel like it's rich in love and gratitude, and other people are very curious about the way that you live. I just feel like there are things in your lifestyle that money can't buy also, you know? So yeah, I just feel like maybe people see that you are very connected to like your friendships or your partner or your pets or your children, right? Or your community. But another thing that others find attractive about you is actually how generous you are, you know, with your resources, with your time, with your love, with your energy. So yes. Okay, we have the clearing card. And so it says, as true offering arises, it becomes easy to let go. You start to trust that more will always arrive. You shift from mine to God's, or if you want to interchange that with universe, or higher self, or whatever resonates with you, please do that. We have space for everybody and their beliefs here on this channel, and it's a such freedom. So what's interesting is I feel like, okay, when I see the clearing card here, I feel like others find it really attractive that you don't keep shady characters around in your life. You don't keep BS around. Like if you feel like something is out of alignment with you in your life, I feel like you are very aware, like you're very self-aware, and then you know how to like clear that energy out of your life, right? So if you become aware that you have a friend that isn't really treating you like how a friend should treat you, and you feel like you want to put distance between that friendship, or maybe you want to end the friendship, I feel like you're not afraid to do so. You know what I mean? I also feel like your tolerance for being mistreated or any of that is just, it's not there anymore. You know what I mean? Like you're very caring, you're very kind, but you're not going to let people step all over you. So you're not afraid to clear out the old cobwebs and kind of clear out the things, you know, people, places, and things that aren't serving you anymore. The next card that we have here is success, and it says peppermint. So I do feel like this is a confirmation that others admire the success that you've achieved. I feel like, again, you're very success driven, you're motivated, and I feel like you're very ambitious. And again, this is what others truly love about you, what they admire about you. You have a very strong work ethic, and you're responsible, and you're a visionary. So like we talked about earlier with the King of Wands, right? He has that, they have that visionary energy within them. And I feel like you're very consistent in your action and your efforts. So another beautiful thing about it all is that your actions they're driven by your passion for what you want to accomplish or create or do in this lifetime. And others are very attracted to your vision. I do feel like you're very persistent and dedicated, and this is what magnetizes others to you. The astrological association with peppermint is Libra, and Libra is very balanced and charming and quite physically attractive. So you could have maybe, you know, you have Libra somewhere in your birth chart, or this is just the energy at play here, right? But yeah, okay, we have the let's talk about it card. So it says, when someone comes to you and expresses sadness, what do you want to do? Comfort them, connect with their experience, solve the issue that's making them sad. We communicate for two reasons: to connect or solve a problem. When you talk to someone who's feeling sad, try asking them what they need first. You might say, hey, I know you're sad about what happened at work today. Do you want me to help you find a solution? And what you're looking for, and when you're experiencing sadness, try communicating what you're looking for. I'm feeling bummed and I just need someone to listen. This kind of communication can help us turn moments of sadness into opportunities for meaningful connection. So again, we communicate for two reasons: to connect or solve a problem. You know what's really interesting? I feel like what other people find most attractive about you, pile 2, is that when other people come to you with their sadness, you really know how to hold space and support them. And, you know, this is not to shame anyone who has a hard time dealing with sadness, or even other people's sadness, or maybe you don't know how to support people when they're sad, right? I just feel like this is actually some really good tangible advice, right? So the first thing is, if you come across someone who's feeling sad, you can acknowledge their sadness, right? If you feel like it's appropriate, you can be like, hey, I noticed you're feeling sad about what happened. You know, what do you need from me? Do you want me to help you find a solution? Do you want me to be a listening ear? But in the same turn, when you're feeling sadness, it's also an opportunity for us to communicate what we need in that moment, and therefore it creates like moments of meaningful connection. So I just think that is spectacular. In fact, I learned something new today, because I remember in previous relationships, I would always be so disappointed when my partner could not support me when I was feeling sad or upset. I think that my old partners, some of them were very uncomfortable with feeling sadness and had a hard time holding that emotion within their body. So if I felt it, it was just all too overwhelming. And, you know, depending on their reaction, like it made it feel like it made things worse for me. So it's interesting. Like, I feel like this card really helps us to kind of get more clarity and how to take more accountability for our emotions and how to communicate what we need when we're going through those specific things. So yes. Okay, 1 second. Okay, and then the next card that we have here is, it says, you can never see where the Tao is going, you can only be there with it. So the Tao literally means the way or the path or the route, the road, right? Sometimes it can mean like the principle or the doctrine or the belief. But basically when I see this, it says you can never see where the path is going, you can only be there with it. So I feel like there's a part of you that, like, you're just in tune with the flow. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like you're on this journey to manifest big things. You're on this journey to reach a big level of success and lead others to do the same, right? You have a big mission here. But I feel like you're not the kind of person who gets caught up in the what ifs and the how and the, you know, you don't drive yourself crazy with trying to control all the little details, right? Because you have that king energy. And I feel like you have this ability to just be present with it, be there with the process, and not really worry about, like, I don't know, like, I think that you just trust that you're on the divine right path that you're supposed to be on right now. And I feel like that's something that's super duper attractive to others. So the next thing that I want to do is I want to pull some Mastery of Love cards for you and find out any additional information that you need to know. So what else does pile 2 need to know for their highest and best good today? Okay, so you got the same card as pile 1. And if you were feeling drawn to pile 1, I encourage you to check out that reading too, because there could be a message for you. But we have be a servant of love. So again, I feel like, well, again, not again because you haven't seen pile 1 yet, but, or unless you have, but yeah, I do feel like other people are very, very attracted to how devoted you are to your loved ones, how devoted you are to your relationships. You're very loyal, you're very trustworthy, you're very dependable. And I just feel like others truly appreciate that connection and that deeper bond that they feel with you. On the back it says, love is what makes you happy, and if you become the servant of love and your partner becomes the servant of love, the day will come when you can be with your partner with no guilt, no blame, no anger, and no sadness. So I do feel like other people are very attracted to your ability to kind of just like devote yourself to love and to be loving in the whole process of everything, whether that's with your romantic partner or your friendships or people at work. I just feel like if your focus is on love, then your relationships often become loving and harmonious, right? It's kind of that, like, it just trickles out in that effect. Hope that makes sense. Thank you so much, pile 2. I really hope that this reading resonated with you. Please give this video a like if it resonated. Comment below with what pile you chose and subscribe if you haven't already. I have noticed that there's a ton of you who have been watching who still haven't subscribed yet. So I'd love to have you here. Thank you. Take care of yourself, pile 2, and I will see you next time. Bye. Hi, pile 3. Welcome to your general reading. If you would like a personal reading or a peek into my shop, e-courses or services, please check out the links in the description. Now let's dive into your reading, all about answering the question, what is the most attractive thing about you right now? The first card that I want to talk about here is the King of Pentacles. So one of the most attractive things about you right now, pile 3, is how confident and ambitious and abundant and stable and secure you are. So people see you as someone who's very successful, someone who's very prosperous, and someone who's very grounded. You know, some of you have created a good amount of wealth thus far. Maybe you have a solid home or a job, or, you know, a wealth of love in your relationships with your loved ones. Maybe you have a home with kids, you know, possibly great health, or maybe you feel like, you know, you've hit a place where your mental and emotional well-being is in a better place. And now if you're feeling like, okay, my situation doesn't look like this yet, this could be what's to come in the near future, which is a good sign, because when I see the King of Pentacles coming up, it's always a good sign because it represents abundance to me. But yeah, just remember, abundance can look and mean different things to different people out there. But all in all, I'm getting that you've created a very rich life for yourselves, or others perceive that of you. So yeah, I'm getting that, like, the fruits of your labor and the hard work and the previous efforts that you've put in, it didn't happen overnight, and you've worked very hard to get where you are right now. So people are very proud of what you've achieved, and I'm hearing that you have an excellent eye for business opportunities or opportunities to earn an income. I'm also hearing that for some of you, you're either very good at managing your wealth and resources, or you're learning how to do that now. But I also feel like other people are attracted to how generous you are with what you have. So I feel like you're more than willing to take care of others and support them and make them feel safe. The King of Pentacles can also represent someone who's very skilled in business and creating a, you know, a solid level of material comfort and security for themselves. Again, I'm hearing that you have an excellent eye for business opportunities or opportunities to earn an income. I feel like you're very creative with these kinds of things. But yes, you are a natural leader, and others look to you for support. Others are very drawn to your wisdom, pile 3, and people love how disciplined you are as well. So you're someone who has a strong vision. I feel like you're someone who carries that vision out on the material plane, and you bring each project and goal and dream to completion with success. So people are very attracted to how you take action through very well thought out plans and approaches. I feel like you stay true to your word. You do what you say you're going to do, and you hold yourself accountable and you're responsible. So I feel like you pay attention to detail, and you're hardworking and you're responsible. And I feel like you're the type of person that's very organized and reliable. I feel like you're not afraid to commit to your goals, to those that you love, and to yourself. So I feel like you know how to avoid temptation, and you know how to stay on track. We do have the Trader card here, and it says exchange energy to create abundance. So I feel like another super attractive thing about you is how naturally talented you are with making connections, you know, marketing your expertise, or maybe you have skills in bartering or exchanging goods or information or services to create more abundance and support in your life. So some of you might be the type of people that would be into the whole, like, you know, having multiple streams of income idea. And P.S., did you know that most millionaires have at least 3 streams of income? You know, of course, many of the ones that you know probably have more, but I'm just talking at minimum. I just thought that was a really interesting concept, because I feel like as children, we would always try to shoot for like the most highest paying job, right? With the best pay, so that we could be millionaires ourselves. And not really understanding that some of these millionaires were tapped into more than one income stream, and they weren't just like slaving away at one job and kind of like burning out their energy reserves, right? So if you've been wanting to manifest more abundance, then this card could come to ask you, what creative talents do you have that you could trade, you know, in return for abundance, right? Because this could be a sign to start focusing on investing your time and energy into people and places and experiences that bring an equal energy exchange. And note that your exchanges with others, they won't always be 50-50, right? Some people can't give their 50% when they're going through a whole ton, right? Just as an example, it's not an excuse. But I'm talking about pulling your energy away from those who kind of just suck the life and soul out of you, you know? I'm talking about like energy vampires who kind of take more than they give. And this is your reminder that you are worthy of an equal energy exchange, so remember that. The next card that we have here is taking shelter. So the answers are within. The first thing that I want to talk about is the fact that you are like a guiding light to other people. especially when they feel out in the cold. You are a guiding light. You're very wise. I feel like, again, others look to you as a leader. But when I see this card, it represents taking the time to rest and stop and retreat and go within. And you know, like we mentioned before, you're a hard worker who's put in a ton of effort and energy into achieving your goals. I think that it's important to take time out to rest and recharge your energy before charging on ahead. And we need time to gather ourselves from time to time. And I'm just thinking about like how musicians or actresses or actors, you know, performers, they aren't on tour or they aren't acting like every single day, all year, right? They do need time to rest their vocal cords or rest their bodies or rest their minds and, you know, their physical energy before going on to entertain people again, right? And I feel like we can mitigate burnout by taking care of and recharging our energetic batteries from time to time, because we're human and, you know, we're not machines. So rest and recuperation, they're very important. And especially after all the hard work that you've put in thus far, this really is the card of self-care. So ask yourself, what do I need to do to create more rest in my life this week? What do I need to do to recharge right now? What's one simple thing that I can do today to take care of myself? You know, maybe this looks like tidying up your home or releasing the old so that you can make room for the new. Because this could be a call to just really go ahead and take care of your physical space as well. Maybe your physical body and your personal needs, right? Before moving forward with whatever plan that you have. We have the Now These card, and so this rune means necessary or need. So I feel like, you know, you don't need anyone else to take care of your needs or meet your needs, because I feel like you meet them yourself, and this is what makes you really, really attractive to others. I really do feel like you're self-sufficient, you're independent, and you can stand on your own 2 feet. I really do feel like if people aren't adding to your life in a positive way, it could be time to move on and align yourself with those who actually are in alignment with what you're trying to do and, you know, where you're trying to go. So here's a couple questions that might help. You know, what people and places and experiences are not serving you and your highest and best good right now? You know, what people, places, and experiences contribute more hardship to your life than they do peace? And, you know, what do you truly feel is holding you back from trying things differently this time around, right? We do have awakening, and this is, "Oh my Lord, wake me from life as a spiritual sheep. May I hear you through my own instincts and common sense." So yeah, I really do feel like you are kind of waking up, right? You're asking yourself some pretty serious questions, like the ones that we were just talking about, right? Because I just feel like you are kind of waking up to your own inner truth. You're waking up to your personal truth, and you're moving away from like the shoulds and the expectations of others. You aren't interested in being a sheep. You are interested in, you know, having autonomy and leading your own way, right? And kind of being the leader of your own life. So yeah, I just feel like with this awakening card, I just feel like some of you either are going through a spiritual awakening right now, or you have been, or you're about to, and this is going to change your perspective on, you know, what you're going to take into the next chapter of your life and what you're going to leave, you know, in the previous chapters. We do have cleansing here. So, you know, and it says lemon. So another attractive thing about you is really how healing it is to be around you. And I feel like you have the natural ability to help support people when they're, you know, closing out one chapter of their life and moving on to the next, because it's something that you've done before. I feel like you can help others to let go of and release and cleanse the things that aren't serving their highest and best good. And I feel like you're really skilled at helping others make peace with this too. Again, I think it's pretty neat when the cards confirm each other's messages, because we just talked about needing to clutter clear and remove the old in our life, you know, things like habits and toxic relationships, you know, so that we can make room for new and more fulfilling things. So pile 3, really just being around your energy, it feels like a new start. Your pure heart and intentions are what others love so much about you. And, you know, the astrological association with lemon is Gemini, and Gemini is very intelligent and curious and communicative. They can be social butterflies. They can be witty and adaptable. I'm not sure if you have Gemini somewhere in your birth chart, or this could just be the energy at play here. We do have the All You Need card. And so it says, picture yourself as a little kid. Can you think of a time when you were sad? What did you need in that moment? Comfort, reassurance, a shoulder to cry on? See if you can remember how others responded to your sadness. Did you get your needs met? Come back to the present. Can you honor that you might still have those same needs now? Name one person that you feel ready to communicate these needs to and take a step today to reach out to them. Interesting. So name one person you feel ready to communicate these needs to and take a step today to reach them. Yeah. You know, it's interesting. I feel like this could be your call. Like, if you feel like someone isn't meeting your needs in some way, it could be a call to ask yourself, like, how have I communicated these needs to that person? Or have I even communicated those needs to this person? If you have, and they continue to cross boundaries, then that's another topic at hand. But yeah, it's just a very interesting prompt. Like we said, we're doing some cleansing, we're doing some awakening, and I just feel like sometimes that involves some emotional cleansing and working through certain emotional kind of like parts of our life, right? And sadness is one that's definitely a part of life. So, okay, we have the Untethered Soul card, and it says, you think the solution to your inner problems is in the world outside, but nobody has ever truly become okay with changing things outside. There's always the next problem. Interesting. So I do feel like other people are really attracted to the way that you have processed your feelings, process your emotions, the way that you kind of, I just feel like you work through life's challenges and life's obstacles and life's problems with a lot of inner wisdom and a lot of inner clarity and like inner workings. I don't feel like you run off and like ask everybody for their opinion and ask everybody for their advice on things. I feel like you're pretty confident in your own decision-making skills, and you are someone that really trusts their inner guidance and their inner wisdom, and that's super duper attractive to other people. The next thing that I want to do is I want to pull some Mastery of Love cards for you. So pile 3, what else do you need to know for your highest and best good? What else do you need to know? Okay. Yeah, okay. I think that's so cool because we're talking about how healing it is to be around you. And we have the love is the medicine that accelerates healing. So I think that your loving heart has everything to do with why it's so healing to be around you, pile 3. I think that people have grown to love you very deeply, right? Trees have very deep roots. Okay, and this one says, love yourself, love your neighbor, love your enemies, but begin with self-love. You cannot love others until you love yourself. You cannot share what you do not have. If you do not love yourself, you cannot love anyone else either. Wow. Very powerful card to end on, pile 3. Thank you so much. Please give this video a like if it resonated, comment below with what pile you chose, and subscribe. There are still a ton of you out there who have been watching who have not subscribed yet, so I would love to have you as a part of this community. And yeah, thank you so much. I hope that you take care of yourself, pile 3, and I will see you next time. Bye. Hi pile 4, welcome to your general reading. If you'd like a personal reading or a peek into my crystal shop, my e-courses, or my services, please check out the links in my description. Now let's dive in to your reading, all about answering the question, what is the most attractive thing about you right now? So the first card that I want to talk about here is the Knight of Pentacles. So one of the most attractive things about you, pile 4, is your work ethic. I feel like you're the type of person who's very driven and very determined, and you make things happen. People love how productive you are and how you see your goals and projects through to the end. People love how dedicated you are. I feel like you show up every day and you continue to do the work and plant the seeds for the dreams that you're trying to manifest on the material plane. So people admire that you're willing to show up every day to do the work that needs to be done in order for you to reach your goals. And the way that you carry your responsibilities with duty and honor is super duper attractive to others as well. So others love that you are a natural planner, you're very detail oriented, and you're very organized. What makes you super magnetic is the methodical approach that you take with your actions. And others also love how much you help them organize and ground and stabilize their own life. You bring more order and routine and stability into other people's lives. And that's what they love and cherish about you so much. So another thing that makes you super attractive is how productive you are. I feel like you're a very great problem solver, you take initiative, and you know how to work with others very well. And I feel like you know how to anticipate problems and potential solutions. So people love that you are skilled at creating a plan and implementing that plan along your journey towards your goals. The next card that I want to jump into is the Heart Guardian. So it says, love and let yourself be loved. So first of all, I see a lot of red in this card, and that reminds me of our root chakra or our root chakra. And that has everything to do with feeling stable and secure. And you know, that's our base, that's our foundation. And so I really do feel like those are things that others admire in you. I feel like your heart is literally one of the most attractive things about you as well. You're a very, very loving person, pile 4. And I feel like you give and receive love openly and authentically. I feel like people love how protective and loyal you are to those that you love and care about the most. And I also feel like the way that you treat relationships in your life is super attractive to others as well. I feel like you're very devoted and loving to your family and your friends and your coworkers. And I just feel like you have a lot of beautiful connections with people, and others really, really admire this. So you're someone who others really trust and adore and admire. And I feel like you just have a really good heart. We have the Voyage of the Heart here, and it says, love flows through and to you. Yeah, pile 4, you are very, very deeply loved. Very loved. Like deeply adored and admired and respected. And I feel like another super attractive thing about you is your big heart, you know, your big, genuine heart. And yeah, I just want to emphasize you have such a good heart, and that's what draws others to you. And I feel like you have the natural ability to empathize with people and what they're going through. And many of you here could be empaths. And, you know, if you are interested in learning more about your empath gifts, how to manage energetic overwhelm, and how to set healthy boundaries as an empath in your relationships, please go ahead and check out my Empath Empowerment Self-Study course. The link is in the description. And if you're curious about what type of empath you are, I do have a empath type quiz as well. So the link is in the description. But yeah, one of the most attractive things about you is that you're willing to stand up for the underdog. I feel like you're willing to advocate for those in need. And I feel like you put the well-being and the needs of others before your own. And, you know, although I do feel like some of you are learning to take care of your own needs first and, you know, understanding that that's not selfish, I do feel like you're also starting to learn that it's actually necessary to take care of your needs and put them, you know, as a priority, even number one priority, because you need to be able to take care of yourself to be able to function well enough to take care of others, right? Like I think about, I remember when I had my first child, I had my daughter, and I don't know if it was like the doctor or a nurse, but they were just, it was almost like that sentiment of like, you know, like happy mom, happy baby, right? And I always thought it was like opposite. I always thought like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna do whatever well, of course I'm gonna do whatever it takes to make my children happy and safe and loved. But they would always remind me, like, make sure you eat, make sure you shower, make sure you take moments for yourself, because if I'm not functioning well and I'm not like doing well as a mom, then that's going to impact my child, right? And I'm going to be able to, or I'm not going to be able to show up for her as well as I, you know, should be able to. So anyway, with that being said, going back to what makes you the most attractive right now, I feel like you stand up for what's right. You're an excellent listener, and you really support people wholeheartedly. You're always there for those in need, and that's super duper admirable, pile 4. So we have the Hagalaz card. So this rune means like hailstone, right? Like a pellet of hail, and disruption. So for those of you who either have gone through a hard time or you're going through a hard time right now, just know that better is coming for you. If you've been experiencing times of hardship or struggle, or you've been through some obstacles, just know that sometimes all we can do is really surrender, kind of relinquish control and release trying to control everything around us, right? When things feel out of control, sometimes the best thing that you can do is surrender. And not surrender as in give up, but like surrender trying to control and like micromanage everything. This card comes as a reminder to stay detached, stay calm, you know, even when the storm gets rough. And really, sometimes life just comes to shake things up so that the right things can fall in place for us. So if you feel like things have been a mess or a little kind of all over the place or out of order, just know sometimes life comes through to shake things up so that they can fall into alignment, right? And really, growth comes out of storms. So trust that you are being guided. Okay, Pile 4. We do have the intuition. I think it's really cool that we have heart, like a heart here. And it says heart. Oh, it doesn't say heart. Well, it does say heart. Heart, voyage of the heart. Yeah. Again, your heart is like that message is coming through so strongly here. Definitely one of the biggest things here is that one of the most attractive things about you right now is your big heart. But it says intuition. So, and our intuition is very much connected to our heart and our feelings. So it says each person's road to the inner Lord is extraordinary and personal. How liberating to listen inside and sense moment to moment what's needed. Okay. So really, I think that another super attractive thing about you is how intuitive you are. I feel like you have these very, very spot on insights that come through your gut. Your gut instincts are spot on. I feel like you are really good with pattern recognition, kind of seeing what's behind the curtain, really going beyond what meets the eye. You're able to sense more than what people are saying with their words. And I feel like that's something that people really, really admire about you. We do have victory, and it says Nasturtium. I hope I said that right. But this card comes as a confirmation that others admire your success. I feel like others truly look up to your strength and your perseverance and your ambition. And I feel like you've overcome so many things to get where you're at right now in life. And so for that, I really do think that you should congratulate yourself, Pal 4. I really do feel like you've defied the odds and you've been able to achieve many beautiful things for yourself thus far. I feel like others are attracted to your self-confidence and your independence and your ability to stand on your own 2 feet and rely on yourself. I feel like others also admire how much you've grown and flourished over time. I feel like you really truly have bloomed, Pile 4. Okay, and then we do have the Family Matters card here. So it says, think about your family for a moment. What was your family's relationship with joy? Did your parents express joy a lot or avoid it? Does your family's relationship to joy resonate with how you want to experience it in your life? Consider your own legacy of joy. What traditions might you start that celebrate joy? What's one thing that you can do today to begin cultivating your joyful legacy? Okay, again, what's one thing that you can do today to begin cultivating your joyful legacy? So really, it's interesting. It's like beyond like, what do you like to do with others that bring you joy? It's more like, what do you like to do that brings you joy? Is there something that you like to do that brings you closer to people that feel like family? You know what I mean? So like maybe you're really passionate about like hula dancing and, you know, your weekly practices and meeting up with your halau and like just kind of like being in communion with others. Like maybe that's a huge thing that cultivates joy in your life, and you see the other dancers as your kind of like family members almost. And this could be, you know, anything really, but really this card comes as an encouragement for you to tap into what really brings you joy. And then we have this card here, and it says, you are a great being who has been given a tremendous opportunity to explore beyond yourself. Yeah, I think that's so cool. First of all, kind of like bouncing off of the whole like being intuitive thing, I feel like I do believe that you were blessed with the ability to be intuitive and like psychic even, you know, like for those who resonate with that term, because I think like, I guess for those of you who are very familiar with intuition and like psychic abilities, those who are really well versed in it know that everybody has psychic abilities, everybody has intuitive abilities, and it's just whether you're willing to be open to that kind of stuff or not. When you have these intuitive abilities, when you have the ability to kind of perceive and intuit information that isn't readily available from like logical information or, you know, quote unquote, like, I don't know, like the data, that kind of stuff. I just think that it gives you the opportunity to see beyond your perspective. It gives you the opportunity to really experience life from a way that just isn't only rooted in logic, but it's rooted in spirituality and living by your heart and trusting that intuition. So if you know, you know, and it'll make sense to you if you're on this spiritual path. But yeah, let me pull some Mastery of Love cards for you, Pile 4. Let's find out what additional information you need to know for your highest good. What does Pile 4 need to know for their highest and best good? Okay, so we have love is compassionate and respectful. So right off the bat, I do think that what people find extremely attractive about you is how, of course, it's your heart. We spoke about this, right? There's like 3 cards that indicate how much of a big heart you have. You know, I do feel like being loving and compassionate is something that just comes natural to you. You know what's so funny? In multiple piles, I'm feeling like many of you are empaths. You really are in tune with the emotions and the feelings of others. You're very sensitive to energy. You're very keyed in to kind of like, I don't know, like you're very emotionally intelligent is what I'm trying to say. So I feel like that's what makes you very attractive to others. And if you do feel like you're an empath or a highly sensitive person, I do have a video linked in the description that talks a little bit more about being an empath and highly sensitive person. If you do think that you're an empath and you would like to explore your empath gifts, if you would like to overcome energetic overwhelm, and if you would like to set healthy boundaries in your relationships, then I encourage you to check out my Empath Empowerment Self-Study course. It's an online course and it's all self-paced, so you can go at whatever pace you need to go at. One of my favorite programs. I've met some really awesome people through the program. And yeah, so that's linked for you in the description. So love is compassionate and respectful, but it doesn't feel sorry for anyone. If someone falls, compassion helps you to say, stand up, you can do it. Compassion comes from respect and is the result of knowing that others are strong enough and intelligent enough to make their own choices. I love that. I feel like especially this is a very important message for all of you empaths out there. It's not our job to fix others. It's not our job to come in and save the day every time somebody is drowning, right? It's our job to come in and be a guide to others, to help them to stand up on their own 2 feet, to give them the encouragement and the empowerment that they've been looking for so that they can do things independently, right? We're not interested in creating codependent patterns or like situations where, you know, people have to rely on you for everything. We're looking to teach others how to be self-sufficient, self-reliant, and be able to empower themselves and kick up the resilience and get back on the horse if they've fallen down. So with that being said, I just want to thank you, Pile 4, for being here today. Please give this video a like if it resonated, comment below with what pile you chose, and subscribe. I have noticed that there's a ton of you who have been watching who haven't subscribed, so I would love to have you here. Please subscribe to my community. You'll be the first in line to see the next reading. And yeah, thank you so much, Pile 4. I appreciate you. Thank you for being here. Take care of yourself, and I will see you next time. Bye.